What Mahalia Jackson is to gospel music in America, Liz McComb is to France. She has a very unique sound that combines jazz, gospel, and classical, and critics worldwide have called her a distinct musical treasure. We're so glad to have Liz with us on today's New Music Spotlight. Liz, welcome to Harvest. As she was playing, and I hope those of you who are watching the show tuned in early enough to hear Liz playing. Stephen even was saying, we done had church here this morning. The woman is off the hook.
Hallelujah.
You are amazing. What a wonderful talent God has blessed you with. And you know, like many African American artists, you started out in the church as well.
Yeah.
I think at 3 years old.
Yes, I did.
Tell us a little bit about your background, because your mom is even a pastor.
Yes, she is. I grew up in the church, in the Pentecostal church, as most of us do, and I played for the church, played for the choir. I began with my sisters because they were a group called the Daughters of Zion. And I was a young baby. I was the last of them and coming along, you know. And what can I say? I mean, I grew up in the church. I began to venture out to play for other churches. But my mother always kept me close, so I couldn't go too far.
Right, that's great. Now, how did you end up in France? Because as we have said, you know, as we introduced you, what Mahalia Jackson is the gospel here in America, that's exactly who you are to France.
Well, praise God. God has his way, you know. I don't know. I just had an opportunity to go on a tour with the Stars of Faith, with the Barrett Sisters, the Five Blind Boys of Alabama, the real traditional gospel people.
When was that?
At the end of the 70s.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you stayed since?
I did. I was back and forth, yeah. And then I took up roots in Paris, because I was in Switzerland before.
Is there a reception to kind of the music that you bring
there? People love gospel.
Yeah.
Really?
And this music they really love. Now they really love country music. It's really something.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they receive the music from our people, from all of us here, from America. They love Elvis Presley. They love good music.
Do you feel that there is a different reception to gospel music there than there is here in America?
I think they really study it as an art form. And after they learned what I'm saying, they said, really, you really have to sing about God all the time? I said, yeah, that's what I sing about, you know. It opens an avenue to minister.
Right, right. Now, your CD is called Soul, Peace, and Love.
And love.
And what you say about that is it's really a reflection and a collection of your journey. So tell us a little bit about your journey, because you said there were quite a few ups, but there were also a lot of downs, and really God has brought you a long way to becoming the woman that you are today.
I think the Lord chose this journey to mold me. Europe was my wilderness. And I grew up in the church, but to really know God, I had to learn him. I had the fruit of the saints. You know, a young artist, I could lean on my mother for prayer. I could lean on them to pray for me. And I would get out all the time. The Lord would always deliver me. But I didn't really know what it was to really pray and to be on my own. And he took me through. And I learned to pray, and God is real. You know, he's not just a story. He's not just something for your mother, your grandmother, your great-grandparents. They know about him, but we had to learn about him. I had to learn.
Now, you were singing and playing before that learning time and after. How's the music kind of been a little bit different for you?
I have to say this before I answer that. I think the growth, the playing, but the maturity come through me really tuning into God. I think music is very near him. Worship is very near to him and dear to him. And I had to really learn to tap into that. And after that, I began to tap into that. The music the Lord began to bring, I would hear harmonies. I would hear things that I didn't hear before. I was listening to others. And then I turn off the radio, turn off the record player, and the Lord would give me music like he'd do a message. Yeah.
You know, one of the things I thought was interesting that you said is that a lot of times, particularly nowadays, you see a lot of young people wanting to get out into gospel and contemporary Christian music as well, both areas. But you said that you felt that there was not a lot of substance there.
You're right about that. I think that we need mentors, and we need people in the music industry to be mentors. And I think sometimes that I'm not against TV.
Right.
But I think the TV have swollen the heads of the young people. Everybody's on the TV, so they say, oh, I can do that. But it's more than that.
Right.
As you know, you have to pay your dues, but you have to pay your dues in the Christian field.
Yes, you're
that means stand
right.
on your knees.
Right. You know, lastly, we have a moment. What is the spiritual climate like in France, and how is it different from here in America?
The people are not as vocal about their Christianity, and sometimes the Europeans, they don't want to talk about it, but they'll come to me. I had a priest come to me. He said, Sister Liz, we love you.
Oh.
He said, you holding up a light for us, you know. So I try to, as Paul said, be all things to all people. Right. And in that I may gain some, that I walk the walk of Christ with my life. And when they say, oh, you know, that woman is a Christian woman. Yeah, we know.
Right.
By what I live and the songs that I do, but by my life.
Right. And I know we have to end, but I just have to ask, because we were watching you playing the piano. She was like this. Did you see your hands were flying all over the keys? Do you play by ear, or were you?
I play both.
You play both, huh?
But I play by ear as well.
All right. Well, like we said, we had church, and the woman is off the hook. You are absolutely amazing.
You.
Thank you so much for coming and being with us today.
Thank you for the Harvest Show. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless
if you'd
you
like
all.
some more information on Liz, you can go onto our website, and her website is www.lizmccomb.com. Well, still to come, Pastor Dave shares on how to effectively share the light and love of Jesus. And Liz McComb joins us with another live performance. So don't go away. We'll be right back.